Mr. Transformers 96 here with another video review. This time it is a Marvel Legends Avengers Endgame review, and we've got quite a series that's being reviewed here. Most of these are just the same figure, different head sculpts and accessories, which is a brilliant idea. With these team uniforms, they're able to give you multiple different possibilities of characters with only 2 sculpts, which is very cool. But basically what I'm going to be reviewing here essentially is the single-carded Captain America from the Armored Thanos wave, as well as the Target exclusive double pack featuring the main characters of Black Widow and Hawkeye, but with the possibilities to make Nebula, Iron Man, and Ant-Man as well. So as you can see, I do have them all here. I decided to kind of army build these. Captain America being packed 2 per case is the most common figure of the wave, and therefore one that a lot of people are trying to get rid of, and you can get them for a really good price on eBay. So I essentially bought a 2-pack from the Target exclusive one just from Target's website, and then I bought all the rest of these on eBay. One of them was another male from the 2-pack, and then one was another female from the 2-pack, and then I bought then I bought 2 more Captain Americas, and I actually do have a 3rd Captain America just because I could buy it, although I don't even have a head sculpt for it. And at the moment, if you actually take a look at the characters here, there's 2 Iron Man characters here. There's Tony Stark's head sculpt and Iron Man's head sculpt, so that is an issue. But you can just remove him and replace him with the custom I did for War Machine, and then boom, you're all set. So yeah, so here's the assortment essentially. So let's get into it. So I'm going to do a quick review of the actual figures themselves and kind of what the sculpts entail and things like that. If you want a review on my custom War Machine, feel free to check that out. It possibly is already posted, but if not, I will be posting it soon. So let's just start off with Iron Man here. He's just a good kind of regular body, just to showcase the actual body itself. Overall, I actually do like the sculpt of the figure. I've heard some people complain about it, but I really don't see what's to complain about. The body is a little bit more rectangular. I wish that it angled a little bit more and came in a little bit slimmer at the waist. But other than that, it doesn't look bad to me. I like the design. I think it's very cool. Some great detail there in just the design of the armor, and then my favorite is just the texture within the black areas of the suit. Has a great texture that runs throughout it, which is really nice. I'm overall very happy with the actual design. He has 1 fist and then 1 open hand. The only thing I could have wanted was to have more options hand-wise, but considering most of these are meant to be made into other characters, it's totally fine to have that. That's a very generic thing, and it allows you to have characters that don't have an accessory, don't look weird like Iron Man, but it also allows you to have characters that have an accessory like Hawkeye to hold it, you know. You do have the little button here. At the time of filming this, I have not seen the movie. I think I'm going to post this Friday, so by the time I post this, I will have seen the movie at least once already. By the end of Friday, I'll have seen the movie 3 times. So at the moment, I have not seen the movie, so I can't say specifically what these suits are, if they're Quantum Realm suits, or if they're just team suits, or who knows what they're actually for, or in what context they're used. So of course, if I don't mention anything like that, just because I haven't seen the movie, so don't go jumping down my throat about it. And also, try not to post spoilers. You can post little things, but not spoilers in the comments. But overall, the articulation of the suit is pretty basic to Marvel Legends. He's got a ball-jointed head attached to a hinge, ball hinge shoulders with the bicep swivel, double hinge elbows, hinge swivel wrist, an ab crunch which goes down very far and goes back extremely far as well, which is nice. Swivel at the waist. You've got ball-jointed hips which kick out to the side this much and kick forward more than 90 degrees, which is great. Double hinge knees, and then hinge pivoting ankles. The hinge works really nicely forward and back. So articulation is your standard joints, and none of them are really restricted at all. They all have really good range, which is very nice. Going over the female body sculpt with Nebula here, I think that the issue that I had a little bit with the torso of the male sculpt goes away with the female sculpt. It's angled a lot more comic-like and you know, heroic-like, which I do like. I think it's very cool. Very slim arms, which I think are in proportion with the body and everything. Same thing with the legs. Overall, I just think it looks really nice. And what's really great is with the female sculpt, double hinge elbows, which is something that is typical with male, but not all female figures have that double hinge, which is nice. So it's actually a bit rare to see. One thing that I will say that's very different with articulation is instead of the ball joint, instead of an ab crunch, they have ball joint upper torso, which if you move it back so far, you can actually see the joint within the body itself. But the range is great, really nice range there in the torso. The rest is all the same articulation, really nothing else to mention. I will say it kicks up just about the same amount. Goes to the side maybe a little bit more than the males, but not much. So overall, other than the torso, the articulation is exactly the same essentially, and it's just like the male sculpt where none of the joints are really hindered whatsoever, which is nice. So overall, I really like the idea of these suits. My only issue with them is, and the issue that a lot of people have with them, is that they're not accurate. In the movie, they're more white. They maybe have a bit of a creamish look, but they're mainly white. And these are silver. They're like a dull silver or a shiny gray. Like, I really don't know which I'd consider them, but they're very different from the movie versions of them, which is a shame. But at the same time, I like these colors. I do. So although they're not accurate and that's disappointing, I don't hate it, to be honest. So overall, the bodies themselves are pretty nice. As far as the head sculpts that you get with those two, the single pack and the double pack, you get all these head sculpts minus the Tony Stark one. That's just from a different figure. But going over the Mark, I assume this is the Mark 80 head sculpt. Looking cool. Has the really sunken in eyes. My only issue with it is it doesn't look the best on this suit. It's just the head is big, so it looks weird on the suit, but at the same time, like, if he was wearing a helmet and then just wearing a regular suit underneath, it would look awkward like that. So maybe in the movie, seeing him like that more and more, this won't look so weird, but at the moment, with only seeing this, it does look weird. Then we have the Nebula sculpt. I think overall it's quite nice. I really don't have any issues with it. I'm not sure if that's a new sculpt, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the old one, just because I really don't see anything new, but it could be a new sculpt, but there's not a ton there. I do like the texturing around the eye, though. I think it's quite nice. The Captain America head sculpt is okay. I have several of these Captain America head sculpts, and this is the one that I found was the best of them. And it's alright, like, it's decent from some angles, and just from some others. I think I was spoiled with that 2-pack of Captain America that came with Crossbones, that just has such an amazing head sculpt that if it's not great, like, I'm kind of like, I know you can do better, Hasbro. The Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, head sculpt is really nice, and from most angles it looks really spot on, which is cool. And I'm a big fan of her new look hair-wise in this movie, where you have the kind of ponytail that tapers into a bit of a blonde, although it just looks like her hair is dirty. It doesn't look like it's going into blonde, so I wish that the paint was a little bit better on that ponytail there. The Hawkeye head sculpt is alright. Like, from some angles I can definitely see it and it looks pretty good, but from some angles it looks realistic, I'll give it that. From all the angles it looks realistic. However, only from some of the angles does it look like Hawkeye. Sometimes it just looks like somebody else. But it never looks like a toy, I will say that. It's a good head sculpt for looking like a real person. Just, it only hits Hawkeye's look like 50% of the time, angle-wise. Then you have the Ant-Man helmet. I think it looks really nice. They really darkened the black in between the red of the eyes and the silver of the helmet, so that just gives the eyes so much more intensity and just makes it pop even more. So overall, I think that's very cool. But yeah, overall, I personally really like these suits. Again, not 100% accurate color-wise, but the design of the suits I think are really nice, and I love the idea of it. I'm just allowing you to kind of create as many characters as you want. I'm not sure who else will wear this suit, because at the time of filming this, I haven't seen it, obviously. Captain Marvel and Thor possibly wear these suits. We haven't seen that yet, though. I did try to put Thor's head on this, and it looks weird. It's too big, so it doesn't really fit. Now, the Captain Marvel head sculpt, though, does look good on the female body, so if she does actually don this costume at all, you could totally do that and it would look good. And then, of course, the other two characters that wear it that are a little awkward size-wise that don't fit with these are the War Machine and Rocket Raccoon, of course. So the only way that you can get those right now are by customizing, which I did for War Machine, and I might do for Rocket. I actually, I'll have to see the movie, see how I feel, but it would be fun to do a Rocket one as well. But yeah, overall, really liking the look of these figures as a set, and yeah, let me know what you guys think of them, and thanks so much for watching.